Guy was assassinated in Utah at Utah Valley State College from a 22-year-old white guy that was on the roof about 100 yards away, and clean shot to the neck. And he was dead probably within less than 5 minutes.
DOA.
Yeah, there was no, let's rush him to the hospital and save his life. He was, the amount of blood loss was too much.
And they say his last words was gang violence.
Man, he was about to talk about black folks.
Right.
And that's what he's known for.
Kirk began speaking, revving up the crowd. Then, half an hour later, he got a question on gun violence.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
It was one shot from an elevated position more than a football field away. And later, in a wooded field nearby, police found a high-powered rifle wrapped in a towel and 3 unspent cartridges inscribed with so far undisclosed words and symbols.
He's known for some anti-black hate. He didn't believe George Floyd died from the police officer's knee. He said it was fentanyl abuse.
Hey everybody, breaking new video out of Minneapolis of the trial of Derek Chauvin. Medical examiner comes out and says that George Floyd's death should be ruled an overdose. That's right, and we've gone through the facts of the George Floyd case, and if you want to listen more, our podcast's right up there. If you click it and hit subscribe, you'll be able to hear amazing details that have been withheld from you. But think about this. Before I play this tape, we burned down our entire civilization over this. We funded the BLM Incorporated nonsense for billions of dollars. For what? Because a drug addict got in a confrontation with a police officer and that police officer might be guilty of manslaughter? Is that worth really unfolding all of Western civilization? Listen to this breaking bombshell video. Listen.
Do you recall telling the county attorney's office that had you found Mr. Floyd under different circumstances, you would have determined this to be a fentanyl overdose?
So I don't recall specifically what I told the county attorney, but it almost certainly went something like this. Had Mr. Floyd been home alone in his locked residence with no evidence of trauma, and the only autopsy finding was that fentanyl level, then yes, I would certify his death as due to fentanyl toxicity. Again, interpretation of drug concentrations is very context dependent.
And you formed some opinions ultimately about the amount of pressure and whether the pressure was applied to the neck, right?
Could you be more specific now, sir?
Well, ultimately you have your, you have described your cause of death, right?
Correct.
And part of your cause of death includes neck restraint, right?
I believe I actually used the term neck compression, but yes, that is on the top line of my cause of death statement.
And in the course of your many conversations that you've had with various prosecutors and law enforcement officers, you, after watching the video, you've made some statements about where you thought Mr. Chauvin's knee was placed. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And did you feel that Mr. Chauvin's knee was compressing his neck?
Yes.
Did you describe it as being more on the back or in this lower part, base part of the neck?
So in my impression from the video, and I want to be very clear, I have no special expertise in looking at videos. I'm just looking at them as another person trying to figure out what happened. In my opinion, it would appear that Mr. Chauvin's knee was primarily on the back or the side or the area in between on Mr. Floyd's neck.
Did you see any evidence that he was occluding the carotid artery?
It did not appear to me on the video that his knee would have been able to occlude the carotid artery. Even if it were, normal people have 2 carotid arteries, and the unoccluded carotid artery would continue to supply blood to the brain.
I hope next time the virtue signaling, black square posting, BLM Incorporated supporting people try to burn down our country and act like they're such good people, they get their facts right first. Share this video with every single person that you know that shared one of those black squares, that has a Black Lives Matter sign in their yard. Share this video with your family and friends where they think America's systemically racist, all because of the George Floyd video. Little they know, they are living a lie, and they have been, quite honestly, led by people who want us divided. Share this video. Check out the podcast. God bless you guys.
He's been going in on every black person that was killed by the police, like Breonna Taylor. He called Breonna Taylor's boyfriend a thug and a criminal when it turned out he was not that at all.
Well, let's actually go over the facts of the case. So, as background, there is an individual that was by the name of Jamarcus Glover. This was Breonna Taylor's ex-boyfriend. She was knee-deep in crime with Jamarcus Glover. In fact, he used Breonna Taylor's address for deliveries. He was arrested in a no-knock warrant. Breonna Taylor was in business with her ex-boyfriend, Jamarcus Glover. So there was another warrant that was issued, a no-knock warrant to go arrest Breonna Taylor, had her name on it. So they go to her residence and they knock. They knocked even though it was a no-knock raid. So they go into her home because there was no answer after they knocked, and the police were shot at by her new boyfriend, criminal, thug, Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker started to shoot at the police and shot Sergeant Mattingly in the leg.
Charges against Breonna Taylor's boyfriend have been permanently dismissed. That decision concerning Kenneth Walker was announced not long ago. Walker was with Taylor the night LMPD officers served a search warrant at her apartment and fatally shot her. Walker was facing charges of attempted murder for firing on the officers serving a no-knock warrant, hitting one of them in the leg. Walker has maintained he did not know they were officers. The Commonwealth's attorney filed a motion last week to dismiss the charges with prejudice, meaning they cannot be brought again. Jefferson County Court Judge Olu Stevens granted that motion today.
Unfortunately and tragically, Breonna Taylor got caught in the crossfire. She was not in her bed, however. She was standing in the hallway. And so after this, the police return fire back and forth, and Breonna Taylor passes away. That's not an outcome that I think anyone would defend. However, this was not as if they walked into a random apartment or the police strolled up to a random person on the side of the street, execution style, and decided to kill this individual. Breonna Taylor was dating a criminal, Kenneth Walker, who decided to shoot at the police.
Walker was at that Louisville rally and was with Taylor the night police raided her home. The two were in bed at the time, and Walker thought they were intruders, so he fired one shot from his weapon that, by the way, he was legally allowed to have, and charges against him were permanently dismissed last week. We spoke with Kenneth Walker and his two attorneys yesterday.
Every day feels like March the 14th to me. Every day does. And I'm sitting right here today, and I'm feeling tired.
Tired? What are you tired of?
I'm tired of having to get up every day, and and my life is changed. I'm the only person who has to deal with it every day. Breonna Taylor's just a hashtag to other people, but she was something bigger than me, of course. And it's hard to wake up every day and see her name and see her pictures and everything all over the place. But it's also like that needs to happen because she still hasn't gotten justice.
And so the grand jury poured over this information. People are outraged. They say they're only tried with reckless endangerment. That's probably a correct indictment for one of the police officers for endangering some of the other individuals in apartments that were adjacent.
He was defending that apartment when he shot at the police. He had all charges dropped, and then eventually there were charges for those police officers, but the Kentucky police didn't find anything, no wrongdoing.
Well, if he was a thug, what they got to do with Breonna? You know what I'm saying?
Well, Breonna's hanging out with this thug, and she got shot up was Charlie Kirk's thing. He also had things going all the way back to Travon Martin in Florida.
George Zimmerman was hunted at night by Travon Martin at 2 a.m., and the Stand Your Ground law allows you to stand your ground up against people that wish you harm.
Through Breonna Taylor all the way to Floyd, George Floyd. This dude did not have anything positive to say about any black person killed by the police. It's always the black person's fault.